national unity to do one thing possible, because you cannot remain in positions and you don't have a direction that you are facing or that you are going to. They are not giving services to the people so that we have food to eat. They are not giving peace, implementing it so that the citizens can cultivate by themselves. They are not securing the area so that there will be freedom of movement, or where you can even make a business from a state to a state. What are they really doing? The economy have really completely down. Implementation of the agreement, we don't know the direction of the citizens. All the political parties in South Sudan are doing nothing. SPLM, SPLMIO, OPP, SAWA, in the government of national unity.
Sounds of the Week on iRadio, your eye on South Sudan. Live from Juba, on air and online.
This is iRadio News.
Hello, this is iRadio News. First, here are the headlines. The Minister of Cabinet Affairs has reaffirmed the unity government's commitment to holding election in December 2026 as the high-level committee on peace implementation called on the Finance Ministry to release funds in installment. The governor of Upper Nile State says 3 days commissioners forum, which concluded in Malakal yesterday, focused primarily on strengthening security coordination to reduce conflict and promote peace initiative across the counties. And the supervisor of the joint operations sectors in Juba has urged the public to promptly report any misconduct or unprofessional behaviors by personnel operating within the sectors. These stories and more coming to you in this news bulletin with me, Madroma James, and now the news in details. The Minister of Cabinet Affairs has reiterated the Unity's government's commitment to conduct the elections in December 2026 as the high-level committee on peace implementation requests Finance Minister to release funds in installment. Dr. Martin Elia Lumuro stated that the high-level committee on the implementation of the 2018 revitalized peace agreement is determined to ensure that elections are conducted as scheduled. He said the committee, chaired by Senior Presidential Advisor Paul Manyang Juk, met yesterday with the electoral institution to pave the way for the election. Dr. Martin spoke to the media in Juba yesterday.
Technically, our institutions have done very well. With the small funding that they received initially, they've done a lot of very good work. And I want to thank them on behalf of the leadership of the high-level committee and behalf of the President, that we, with a small push now, we can actually do the elections as we planned. They've also identified us some serious challenges that require political decisions, that require financial, administrative decisions to be made. And we have captured those challenges, and we now have a basis for a decision, whether it's political or administrative. We now have a clear base on that. We're going to encourage the Minister of Finance not to wait until they have the entire budget, but to do it by installments so that we can move forward.
The Director of Information, Communication Technology and Supervisor of the Joint Operations Sectors in Juba has called on members of the public to promptly report any misconduct or unprofessional behaviors by personnel operating within the sectors. According to Major General Mangar Makech, the Joint Operations Sectors in Juba are not police stations. He added that their primary mandate is to screen criminal activities occurring during night hours within designated areas and report such incidents to appropriate police authorities for further investigation and action. General Mangari stated that it's unlawful to repurpose joint operation sectors as a police station. He is now urging the public to report any misconduct by security personnel operating in the designated areas so they can be prosecuted through police and joint operation courts. General Mangar made this remark during a town hall meeting conducted by iRadio last week.
The soldiers who are misbehaving to the public, if we got the information from the right person, we immediately prosecute him. We have the police court and we have a joint operation court which connect with the army and national security. We immediately held them accountable for their crime. No joke in that. That is a violation of the law. If the sector has been turned into the police station, that is a violation. In the sector, they are only to arrest and take the culprit to the station. And we have the lawyers in those sectors. We have like 5 lawyers. Remaining 1 lawyer, we put in sector 6. But all these lawyers are enrolled. Their mandate is to screen the crime which happen at night and take them to the police station to open a case and let the case continue. If there's anybody violating that, they should report to me, say that I held the sector commander or whoever is doing that accountable for it.
Juba is divided into 6 sectors with joint operation forces comprising of the police, army and the national security. The governor of Upper Nile State stated that a 3 days commissioners forum, which concluded yesterday, focused primarily on strengthening security coordination to reduce conflict and promote a peace initiative across the counties. James Kong Chual said among other resolutions, the governor's commissioners forum prioritized the maintenance and security of the trade and routes. He emphasized that these routes must remain open and unobstructed to enable the smooth movement of goods from Ethiopia to South Sudan without hindrance. Governor Kong spoke to iRadio from Upper Nile State capital Malakal this morning.
التوصيات اللي احنا طلعناها ده توصيات كتير. التوصية الأول يعني ده to enhance the security coordination to reduce the conflict. يعني to support the peace initiative between the counties. All for conducting the conciliation and hearings conference to the state communities. Prevents hate speech. ممكن يعني دي قاعدة تعرف إنه لما يكون في ناس جايين ناس دي يوم ده الناس بتاع شمال جونغلي كتاو بار هجموا الناس في اتجاه بتاع دفية كاونتي في تونجا وبرضه في بيجي بيهاجموا بجاي برضه يعني ده الحاجات اننا دايرين نمنع انه ما يكون في هيد سبيتش فيهم. اننا برضه في اتجاه بتاع يعني في اتجاه بتاع ما يوتو فقار بودا يعني ده اشاره ده ما كويس. الناس عملوا توصيه ثاني بقول انه يكون يعني موضوع بتاع الايكونومي لانه البحر طبعا يابسع النيل الجود بيجي من جوبا وبضاعات برضه بيجي من الصوبات. ده لا بقى ما في ده اللي واحد هم اللي رخصوا فوق عشان انه في امن في رهب البحر يعني عشان انه يقدر اي حاجه اننا بتاعنا يقدر يمر في اتجاه حدود مع اثيوبيا وبرضه في اتجاه بتاع الجوبا.
Governor Kong further directed county commissioners and residents of Upper Nile to foster collaboration among the counties, state authorities and the national government.
رسالة للمحافظين ورسالة للشعب في النيل إنه يكون في تعاون بين الكاونتي والستيت والحكومة والولاية. وبرضو أنا يعني لناشدكم إنه لازم تشغلوا من أجل المواطن بتاعنا لأنه المحافظ هو الماسك الشعب. إحنا حكومة بتاع جنوب السودان يعني أدانا وكلوا لنا أدانا إنه لازم نقود الشعب ده المهمة اللي كان حكومة العدالة. فإحنا نعملوا يعني وحدة للشعب بتاعنا لوحد القبائل ولوحد الكاونتي مع كاونتي مهما كان شنو يعني. فده الكلام اللي احنا يعني نوجهه للمحافظين بتاعنا ولسه هيكون في كلام كتير في القدام.
According to Kong, all commissioners were present except Commissioner of Nasir County, who sent a representative due to logistical challenges in his area. On Saturday, Governor Kong inaugurated the second County Commissioners Forum in Malakal, where a comprehensive report from all 13 counties were presented with the aim of improving security and service delivery across the state. Meanwhile, an activist has commended the recent launch of the Upper Nile State County Forum, an initiative designed to address key challenges and promote peace in the area. In a statement, Ter Manyang, Executive Director of the Center for Peace and Advocacy, CPA, called the forums a commendable step towards resolving local conflict. The forum provides a platform for open dialogue and problem solving among county commissioners. Terach, the governors of all 10 states and 3 administrative areas to replicate the Upper Nile model. He stated that such forums not only help address a local governance issue, but also prepare states for the upcoming 9th Governors Forum. He also proposed that the three major regions of South Sudan, Greater Upper Nile, Greater Equatoria, and Barakazal consider hosting their own regional forum to deepen cooperation and address issues like insecurity. The recommendation comes shortly after Northern Barakazal State conducted its first 5 days Commissioners Forum. That event brought together county commissioners, traditional leaders, and community leaders to strengthen local governance and address issues like cross-border trade with Sudan. The discussion also covered custom disputes and security challenges along the border. And before the international news, the chairperson of the State Youth Union in Western Barakazal has expressed a concern over the rising trend of gang groups and drug abuse among the youth. Lino Gabriel Maduta said these challenges are posing serious threat to the progress and future of the youth in the state. He noted that since the state government implemented a ban on illicit drug in the area, there have been a notable decline in drug abuse among the youth. Madud added that the State Youth Union introduced a range of initiatives and program aims at engaging young people in productive activities, fostering their growth and contribution to the community. He spoke to iRadio from WOW yesterday.
بالنسبة للولاية الغربية وغزال الشباب كلهم قبل الدعم العام تمام كان بس عندنا التنشن بتاع اليوت ادريس كانوا بيقولوا اليوت جانج لكن يعني قدرنا يعني نشكلهم قدرنا نقعد معهم كمان وقدرنا ندين بعض من النشاطات عامة عشان تقدر تكونوا مشغولين به. عسى الوضع بتاعهم مستقر والشباب كلهم يعني في وضع بتاع أمان. تحديات عندنا هنا كان أو تحديات بتاع الشباب هم كان طبعا هم أكتر حاجة أو engaging بالبرنامج بتاع drug abuse كان بيستخدموا حاجات ما كويس لكن الحكومة الولاية كان طلع قرار ومنع برنامج بتاع الشراب بتاع الكحولات والدراكس اللي هو ترامادول والحاجات دي منهم كمان موجودة في الأسواق كان يقول هندك يعني إذا بتاخد كرامة والحكومة ممكن يأخذ معاه إجراءات لكن جزء من التحديات يعني ماشي.
Lino went on to call for investment in youth, emphasizing that empowering young people will yield long-term benefit for the entire community. He further appealed for the protection of a youth right, including freedom of speech and decision making.
let's invest in youth. خلينا ان احنا يعني نستثمر في الشباب قدر الحاجه بتاعتي فاوق الشعب لو ما لقيت عليها بكره بعد بكره بتلقاه ما بتلقاه انت بنفسك يعني المجتمع كله هيستفيد انك انت رخيت الشعب ده وعليه رخوتك بدل المجتمع مستفيد منه. نحن نقول انه كل الشباب يكونوا يعني في وضع امن يقدروا يتكلموا في حرياتهم عندهم كمان قرارات يقدروا يفرضوها بانفسهم.
You are listening to iRadio Afternoon News, and to the international scene. I'm joined by my colleague Helen Samuel.
Good afternoon. Here are some of the stories making headlines across the globe. The government is planning a new law in England to stop anyone under the age of 16 buying energy drinks such as Red Bull, Monster and Prime from shops, restaurants, cafes, vending machines and online. Up to a third of UK children are thought to consume these types of drinks every week, despite most supermarkets having already introduced a voluntary ban. Some popular drinks contain more caffeine than 2 cups of coffee. Elsewhere, Russia's Vladimir Putin has thanked Kim Jong-un for the courage of his troops who have been fighting in Ukraine on the Russian side. The two leaders met on Wednesday in Beijing as China held one of its largest ever military parades, which commemorated 80 years since the end of the Second World War in Asia. It marked the first time the North Korean leader has attended an international gathering of world leaders. He rarely leaves North Korea and usually only meets leaders one-on-one. Finally, President Donald Trump says the U.S. has carried out a strike against a drug-carrying vessel in the southern Caribbean, killing 11. He posted on social media that Tuesday's U.S. military operation had targeted members of the Venezuelan gang Tren de Aragua. Trump said the vessel was in international waters and was transporting illegal narcotics bound for the U.S. Those are some of the stories making headlines across the globe. Back to you, Madrama James.
Thank you indeed, my colleague Helen Samuel. On to sport, I'm joined by Darlington Moses.
Thank you so much, Madrama James. In the world of sport today, Africa's qualification tournament for the 2026 FIFA World Cup resumes with matchday 7 fixtures running from 3rd to 6th September and is set to bring into sharper focus the continent's likely representatives at next year's global showpiece in the North America. The action resumes with a Group F match on Wednesday afternoon, in which Gabon will back themselves to win away to the Seychelles and leapfrog reigning Africa Cup of Nations champions Ivory Coast at the top of the leg, with the Elephants having the chance to rely on Friday night when they welcome Burundi to Abidjan. Thursday, after features North Africa heavyweights Algeria and Tunisia continuing their seemingly inevitable march toward direct qualifications at the top of the Group G and H respectively. Referees Body Chief Howard Webb said the decision to disallow Joe King's goal for Fulham in their 2-0 Premier League defeat at Chelsea last weekend was wrong, and that the video assistant referee made a mistake by intervening. The 18-year-old midfielder's effort was ruled out after a VAR check due to Fulham's Rodrigo Muniz stepping on Chelsea defender Trevor's foot in the lead up to the goal. Fulham manager Marco Silva was left fuming by the decision, labeling it unbelievable in his post-match comments. And finally, Novak set up a blockbuster US Open semi-final with Carlos Alcaraz after delivering a gritty performance to beat American Taylor Fritz. Fourth seed Fritz applied constant pressure to Djokovic's serve, but also the serve fended off numerous break points and a hostile crowd en route to a 6-3, 7-5, 6-6 and 4-6 win. Djokovic now must overcome second seed Alcaraz if he is to reach the final and continue his pursuit of a record 25th Grand Slam singles title. This is all in the world of sport, and back to you, Madrama James.
Thank you indeed, my colleague Darlington Moses. To wrap up this bulletin, let's have a recap of the top stories. The Minister of Cabinet Affairs has reaffirmed the unity government's commitment to holding election in December 2026 as the high-level committee on peace implementation calls on the Finance Ministry to release fund installments. The governor of Upper Nile State says 3 days commissioners forum, which concluded in Malakal yesterday, focused primarily on strengthening security coordination to reduce conflict and promote peace initiatives across the counties. And the supervisor of the joint operations sector in Juba has called on the public to promptly report any misconduct or unprofessional behavior by personnel operating within the sector. That's the end of iRadio News. If there is a story or an event you like iRadio to cover or report about, please send for us a text message on +211 925 287 870. It's also our WhatsApp number. Follow us on X at iRadio Juba. Like our Facebook page, iRadio. Subscribe to our YouTube channel at iRadio South Sudan. You can also visit our website and listen to us online at iRadio.org. Stay tuned for the news in Arabic at the Upper's Yawa. I am Madrama James. Thanks for listening.